how much the world has evolved. You can also come and ask for my advice on any issue.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
So a husband and wife are trying to set up a new password for the computer. The husband puts "my penis," and the wife falls on the ground laughing because on the screen it says "error, not long enough." Wife, how would you describe me? Husband, A B C D E F G H I J K. What does that mean? Adorable, beautiful, cute, delightful, elegant, fashionable, gorgeous, and hot. Aw, thank you, but what about IJK? I'm just kidding. Yo, mama's so fat, I took a picture of her last Christmas and it's still printing. Yo, mama's so fat, when she got on the scale it said, I need your weight, not your phone number. Yo, mama's so fat. Yo, mama's so fat and old, when God said, let there be light, he asked your mother to move out of the way.
You can make a new one. Your mama's so fat, I tried to make a VR chat avatar, but there was too many polygons.
Everyone gets a rim shot.
Yo, mama's so fat, when she went to the beach, a whale swam up and sang, we are family, even though you're fatter than me. Okay.
I mean, I find it amazing that a whale was able to vocalize.
Yeah, I was really
smart.
It's astounding.
They only do it for family, man.
I've often wondered, why isn't phonetic spelled the way it sounds?
Are you Googling?
I am. I ran out of those ones.
You know, I spent the whole day trying to get my neighbor's cat out of the tree, but oh, I'm a horrible shot. What, you expect me to have more? I'm off.
Oh, I thought this was a joke off.
Yeah. Oh, you want a joke off? Well, I want to say something about this show, but I don't feel like getting booted. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nick, Nick, Nick.
New York's such a wonderful city, although I was at the library today. The guy was very rude. I said, I'd like a card. He says, you have to prove you're a citizen of New York. So I stabbed him.
Disturbing.
Some mornings, It doesn't seem like it's worth it to gnaw through the leather straps. How many people here have telekinetic powers? My parents were very protective. I couldn't even cross the street without them getting all excited and placing bets.
If a leopard gives you the finger, do you have to give it back?
Yeah, that was a groaner.
I saw a lady with a flower. She was plucking out the petals. She was saying, he loves me not. Thank God the flower can't talk. What would it say? Fuck, that hurts. Fuck, that hurts as well. Fuck, leave me alone. I'm no longer pretty, and he loves you not. I could have told you if I had an even number of petals. I used to kill people. I still do, but I used to, too.
Everyone needs a hobby.
This is a good.
I see the makings of, like, the new Smothers Brothers.
The depressing thing about tennis is that no matter how good I get, I'll never be as good as a wall. I once saw a forklift lift a crate of forks, and it was way too literal for me.
Meta. I like how somebody is always holding down the plant for Rubik. That's awesome. Good job. It's important.
When I was 10, my family moved to Downers Grove, Illinois. When I was 12, I found them. A fine how do you do? Probably the toughest time in anyone's life is when you have to murder a loved one because they're the devil. Other than that, though, it's been a good day.
I did comedy for a fundraiser once. We were trying to raise money to buy one of those machines that shows how much money has been raised.
I ran 3 miles today. Finally, I said, "Lady, take your purse."
I was gonna stay overnight at my friend's place. He said, "You're gonna have to sleep on the floor." Damn, gravity. You got me again. You know how badly I wanted to sleep on the wall.
The IRS sent back my tax return saying I owed $800. I said, "If you remember, I fastened my return with a paperclip, which according to your own very latest government Pentagon spending figures will more than make up the difference."
You know, I'm kind of expecting, like, every punchline of his jokes to be, "And then I stabbed him."
Well, people come up to me and say, "Emo, do you people really come up to you?"
There's a commercial on late night TV for this thing you attach to a garden hose. It says, "You can water your hard-to-reach plants with this product." Who the fuck would make their plants hard to reach? That seems so very mean.
I always wanted a beautiful, loving wife, and she always wanted to be a citizen.
So I drowned her?
You know, I remember having kittens, and one day my father took me and the kittens to the lake, and then we drowned them, and I was crying my eyes out because I couldn't get them to skip. I caught my wife in bed with another man, and I was crushed. So I said, "Get off me, you two."
Oh, man.
I got into
Heavens
a fight
to
one
Betsy.
time with a really big guy, and he said, "I'm going to mop the floor with your face." And I said, "You'll be sorry." He said, "Oh, why?" "Oh, yeah, why?" I said, "Well, you won't be able to get the corners very well."
When you're in Hollywood and you're a comedian, everybody wants you to do things besides comedy. They say, "All right, you're a stand-up comedian. Can you act? Can you write? Write us a script." They want me to do things that's related to comedy, but it's not comedy. That's not fair. It's as if I was a cook and I worked my ass off to become a good cook, and they said, "All right, you can cook. Can you farm?"
You know, I'm not Catholic, but I gave up picking my belly button for Lent. You know, I got one for you. People ask me how much I weigh. I tell them 145 pounds, naked. That is, if the scale outside the drugstore is anything to go by.
You know, there's a fishing show on TV. They catch the fish, but they let it go. They don't want to eat the fish, but they do want to make it late for something. I like to play blackjack. I'm not addicted to gambling. I'm addicted to sitting in a semicircle. I never had a piggy bank, but one time I had some bacon, and it tasted an awful lot like change. I saw a lady on TV. She was born without arms, literally. Like, she was born with her hands attached to her shoulder, and that was sad. But then they said, Lola does not know the meaning of the word can't. And that to me was actually kind of worse in a way. Because not only does she not have arms, but she doesn't understand simple contractions.
My girlfriend said to me in bed last night, "You're a pervert." I said, "That's a big word for a girl of 9.
How'd your popcorn get up there?
We're underwater, so it floats.
Cool.
It's in the camera.
You know, I think the Miss Universe pageant is fixed. All of the winners are from Earth. 1 in 5 people in the world are Chinese. There are 5 people in my family, so it must be one of them. It's either my mom, or my dad, or my brother Colin, or maybe my brother Ho Chi Cha. But I think it's Colin.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped the gun on her. I was already laughing.
So once I saw this guy on a bridge about to jump, I said, "Don't do it." He said, "Nobody loves me." I said, "God loves you. Do you believe in God?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Are you a Christian or a Jew?" He said, "A Christian." I said, "Me too. Protestant or Catholic?" He said, "Protestant." I said, "Me too. What franchise?" But he said, "Baptist." I said, "Me too. Northern Baptist or Southern Baptist?" He said, "Northern Baptist." I said, "Me too. Northern Conservative Baptist or Northern Liberal Baptist?" He said, "Northern Conservative Baptist." I said, "Me too. Northern Conservative Baptist, Great Lakes region or Northern Conservative Baptist, either region?" He said, "Northern Conservative Baptist, Great Lakes region." I said, "Me too. Northern Conservative Baptist, Great Regions, region Council of 1879 or Northern
Difficulty level
Conservative
7.
Baptist, Great Lakes Region Council of 1912. He said, "Northern Conservative Baptist, Great Lakes region of 1912. And I said, "Die, heretic," and I pushed him over.
Alright, so I really enjoyed the use of the term franchise in that joke. And